Hey friends, welcome back to the studio. Today is going to be the first in a series of videos I'm calling Tooltips Tuesday or Tuesday Tooltips. I'm not sure, you'll see it in the video description. But it's about how to save money on your tools. I'll be showing you which tools I have, which tools I have had and don't recommend, which tools are possibly a grail tool, as in ones that I would really love to have and I'm getting by without and you could probably get by without as well, and which ones definitely don't buy because you will waste your money. And it might be a generalization of a brand, it might be a specific tool within a brand, or it may be a general type of tool that I just don't think is necessary for the majority of us. If you're new here, my name is Will and I would love it if you smash that subscribe button, like this video and share it with a friend if you think it's helpful. I'd really appreciate it and it does help this channel grow. So let's get started, shall we? Guys, so the tool that we're going to be looking at today is one of my most used tools, but also one of the ones I found most difficult to discover the best one, and it is an awl. I know that's pretty simple and people think, oh, an awl is an awl is an awl. An awl is not an awl is not an awl. The one that I have is probably the best awl I've ever used, and I've used quite a fair few. It is quite a modern design. It's not the sort of traditional saddler's awl that you'll be used to, that you hammer a awl blade into the end of the haft, is it called? It's not one of those. It's made by a French maker called, it's either Jérôme David or it's David Jérôme. Now I'm not sure because it says both ways on different places, and I apologise for butchering that name because I do not speak French. I speak the most sort of minuscule amount of French possible. If you can hear the birds in the background, I'm sorry about that. There seems to be an influx of crows where I live. Anyway, I will stop keeping you in suspense, and it's this. It's called, there's a few different names that he gives them. The one I use is called the Leatherworker's awl, and it's the shortest and thinnest. However, I've not met a leather I couldn't push it through. It comes stupendously sharp, absolutely ridiculously sharp out of the box, and I've modified this handle. The handle comes almost entirely round with a little flat on it, but I have quite small hands, as you'll see in these B-roll shots. I've got quite little hands, they're quite petite, and it didn't fit. So I took it to a friend of mine that had a disc sander, and he took the round off the other side, which was very helpful, and now I use it on pretty much every project. If I keep looking down, it's because I'm holding them. Well, I'll tell you why them in a minute, because obviously you can see two and I've only told you about one. This is the Leather Worker's Awl by Jérôme David. I'm not sure what the wood's name is, but the blade and the ferrule, is it called? It are ridiculously well made. I'm pretty sure they're turned on the lathe individually. Could be wrong, but I think they are. Now, the special thing about these that is, as far as I can tell, completely unique, is it's not a solid haft. It has a hole through the end of it, and through the hole is this device, shall we call it? It's got a little Allen key on the end, and in the B-roll shots you'll see me undoing it. You'll see what's inside. It's quite ingenious actually. So it's got a screw on one end, a spacer in the middle, and a screw on the other end. My guess is so that he only has to design one of those, and then he can put it on different length handles. That would be my guess. Now, you have to get a different awl for each blade size. Now, the reason I say that is because there's three blade sizes. There's the Leatherworker's awl, there's the small saddle reel, and there's the big saddle reel. I've only used the smallest one, which is the Leatherworker's awl, and I have used the small saddler's awl because my ex-co-worker at Equus, because I used to work at Equus, I don't think I told you that before. My ex-co-worker at Equus bought the saddle reel because he does work with with saddlery leathers. It's longer, it's significantly longer. It's not as long as the roundel, which is the other one I've got. So I've got two. The roundel is very long, but I've found it ridiculously useful. This awl blade, I believe, and you'll berate me in the comments if I don't know this correctly, but I believe the entire construction of this are titanium. I think that's true. I know it's true on the awl. I'm not sure if it's true on the roundel, but on the awl, I believe they're titanium, and they keep their sharpness so well. You're welcome to put it on a whetstone when you get it and get the little machining marks of it. That's fully up to you, and that's what I did as well. But I just run it on my Dremel when it gets a bit of glue or whatever, and comes up so well. One of the things I love about it, which is on these two, and it's a different one on the small saddle reel, is it's got this knurling, I think that's the right term, on the haft. I rotate mine into kind of like a pencil grip. Now, I learned this from Beatrice Amblard in the US, who I trained with. That's who I learned that from, and I love it. I think she learned that at MS. And that's the same knurling that's on the roundel. It's a different design. It's still got knurling, but it's a different design on the long one. And I can actually tell if they've used one of these if I'm looking at a product that I know I haven't made or my colleague hadn't made. I could tell if one of the outworkers made it because of the blowout on the back. Now, if you don't know what blowout is, I'll quickly explain. At the back of the leather, with a lot of awls, you can see that there's a mark. It's blown out the leather because either it's not sharp enough or it's not pointy enough. Pointy and sharp are two different things. Pointy is the tip, sharp is how well it cuts through. And with one of these JDs, I'll just call it a JD, there's no blowout. And I'll demonstrate that. You'll see that I'm in B-roll of me stitching a wallet with this, and you'll see that there's absolutely a card holder with this, no blowout at all, none. I'll just let that sink in for a moment. There is no blowout with this. It's remarkable. It's a stroke of fucking genius. But this thing is a miracle. It's absolutely stunning. I've used Palo Santo awls. I've used ones that were commissioned by Equus. Didn't like those. I've used Blanchard awls, Osborne awls, and if you laid out 50 awls, I'd pick this one. Because I know it, and I know how good it is. Now, I don't have a discount code for you. I think he's a one-man band that just turns these by hand and then ships them out. There's a retailer in the US, I think it's Rocky Mountain Leather, that stock them. I believe it's them. Could be wrong. If it is, I'll leave a link below, promise. It's ridiculous. I would pick this every single time. The only downside, if I had to pick a downside, that you can't, so you can replace the blade. If you break the blade, you can replace it. I've not broken this one yet. You can replace it, but if you can't change it for one of a different size. Each one, if you want the bigger size, you have to buy a different awl because the hole in the haft is bigger or smaller. If you break the blade, instead of popping it out, pulling it out with some pliers and tapping a new one in with the 2 penny trick. I haven't done a video on that because I actually don't know how to do it, but I'll link one by JH Leather Joe, another YouTuber, down in the description box below. Go check it out if you want to learn how to do that. And the way you do that is there's a little itty bitty grub screw on the side of the awl haft. Unscrew that, take the blade out, order a new one, I think they're about a tenner, and pop it in. Simple. To a different part of the handle, you can do that very easily. So you know that if you hold it in a certain position, that the awl blade is there every single time. It's genius. So there we go, guys. That was episode 1 of, not sure if it's Tool Time Tuesday or Tuesday Tool Time, but that's episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was really useful for you, and do all of the things. Do the like, do the comment, do the share, and absolutely, without a doubt, don't forget to subscribe. I know a lot of you guys are, but also a lot of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. Why not? It's free. Subscribe right now. Oh wait. Okay, you've subscribed. Fantastic. Subscribe. Good work. Because you won't want to miss what's coming up. We've got some phenomenal things in the works. Some things that are super useful. I'll be going to 2/3 videos a week in the next couple of weeks. I'm just ramping things up here. And I promise you won't be disappointed. So, subscribe, like, share, comment, so that the algorithm knows that it's some good shit that we're putting out here. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.